Good morning. Hello, budget researcher Erpaderp. I am a budget researcher. You pay for what you get. So I do nothing. No research because I'm unpaid. Look at this. It's very close to being a complete Schwimmy boy. That's what it's called. Don't want to leave this blue tack where my arm rests. I think I should put the doors on, because that's a good idea. Best idea I've ever had. There is little... I was going to say nubbins, but they're not nubbins, they're more rods that go along the top here. And this is probably the one for the other side. If they didn't have the keying, I would suggest adding them after installing them. But the keying should make sure that it's all good. And if it doesn't, boy howdy, am I going to be mildly inconvenienced. Which is the worst. German drivers like doors. Yeah. It looks like it'll just drop into place too, which is what we want. Should probably video the installation of the doovers. I'm full of technical terms today. Oop. It's difficult to pick up. Ah. Have some extra glue. So you're gonna tell us lots of technical thingies? Maybe. It might be too technical. People wouldn't understand. I'd have to dumb it down. There is also a door handle that goes on these, but I think it'll be a bit better to stick that on after the thing is in place. Oh no, there's a gap all the way around the door. That ought to hold the little SOB. And do the same for the other side. I read a warning on the internet. Your streams have too much technical mumbo jumbo. I know. It's just way too technical and in-depth, and most importantly, correct for the average person. There we go. Should attach it nubbin side down. Did a bit of a stick the finger in the glue on the top there, unfortunately. That can be fixed. There we go. Very door. You're a golden member of the Royal Always Correct Saying the Things Society. Yep. I have a gold certificate and everything. It's very heavy. Okay. Now to look at the instructions. I already know what I'm missing. External door handle. But also, was there anything else? I don't think so. Almost, when I put the door handles on, we'll be at the last page. And good thing I'm very smart and didn't cut all the door handles off the sprues, because I would have lost them. Yeah, he said, but I sure did. What a rude thing to say. So tiny. Hey, Mogalito. How you doing? Oh, man. It's almost like it's really tiny and makes it hard to hold. How could this be? All I want to do is scrape off a tiny nubbin of plastic. I wonder if it would be easier to do this with it glued on. Probably not, because it's got such a tiny contact area. The force of the scraping will probably just rip it off the model. A butt is a butt, so as a golden member of the Royal Always Correct Saying the Things Society, you have to call it a butt. Do I, though? What if I want to use the dumbed down term? Tweezers are going to be useful, I think. Of course, I can't stand the part up the way I want to install it on its own, so I'm going to have to ask about. Hope that the glue stays liquid. And then, oh, for fuck's sake. Then try to... was facing the right way to begin with. That looks bad. Because it is bad, Herbert. I think that's how they're meant to sit. Doesn't show from the side in that instruction. Looking at the painting guide does help. I think I've got them in, or it, in the right spot. Excuse me. Probably don't need to video doing the exact same thing again. And of course I've nudged the first one out of place by being careful and by being not careful with my other hand. Come on! You shit! Why? Fucking dog cunt. It's not meant to sit with both ends flat on the surface. I don't know why I'm having such difficulty with this one. The other one went on pretty easy. Something about being an incompetent buffoon. Are there many thingies left to glue onto other thingies? Not really. Not really. Now we get to fix this other one that I've nudged. Without nudging the second one. You'd better stay there, you wretched shit. Okay, that seems to be the doors done. Seems to be the doors done. Could be wrong. I've never been wrong before, but I'm willing to accept that one day I might be. There is more for the doors. The little external hinge bits. They look like they're microscopic. They're on the D-sprue. And there are different parts for each side, which I guess makes sense. So to avoid mixing them up, I will not mix them up. Yes. Tiny parts, more fun ahead! Hooray! And I am having trouble telling if where the sprue ends and the part begins. I will assume that's there. And if that's leaving too much on there, at least I can cut it off. Which is easier than trying to reattach it. Snip. I think maybe I was correct to leave the extra bit on. Good thing. I wouldn't want to make a mistake. How dare you be so minuscule? Okay. The smallest one goes at the top. Somehow. Hopefully the door is in close enough to the correct position that it aligns up with the hinge. Probably would have been a good idea to do this at the same time as adding the door. Probably should be using tweezers for this. And wouldn't you know it? Oh, I've nudged that handle out of place. Fucking wonderful. This doesn't quite seem to want to fit good. Or maybe there's just too much plastic on the knobbly bit. It's too small to realistically pull it off and neaten it up. I think the trick would be to leave that bond and then cut the hinge part down a bit so it looks more flush, more appropriately sized. Let's fix this handle again. Let's come to an understanding that it's never going to be exactly where I think it should be. I would like for it to at least kind of look good, though. It looks like shit. Don't wait for it. Today I'm not reacting to any... That's so small.
These nuts. Got him!
That was well timed. How you doing, Stonewall? Thank you for 38 months. That's a long time. Guess I'll put the lower hinge bit on and hope it fits. I guess I'll put glue first. Recklessly putting glue first. Tweezering is so difficult when you're an idiot. Doesn't fit very good either. So I guess I would recommend that you put the hinges on either before or at the same time as the door, because there's enough play in these parts that you could mess it up. Now we get to do the same with the other side, I suppose. I don't feel like that should be sitting so high. It just looks wrong. Recklessly is the best way to glue. Maybe. That really does look like it should be flush with the thing. The more I push on it, the better, right? I'm not going to get it to look any better than that.
That's what she said.
That is what she said. I guess at least it wasn't in response to something about being small or something. That just looks bad. Kind of disappointing, because I wanted this to look really good. What am I even looking for?
That isn't very poggers.
It sure isn't. High educational jokes here only. It does look like a Schwimmwagen model motorworks, but it's not. What's the German word for sink? That's what it is. Actually, I do actually intend to put it in some water and see if it does float. I think it's going to sink. That's hopefully tidied up enough. The German word for sink is sinken. So if it's not a Schwimmwagen, it's a Sinkenwagen. Good to know. Das ist ein Sinkenwagen. Okay, let's do that again. Because the first time it was so fun. But I don't even have. I don't need to make the sound myself. I can do that. Tweezers, where have you gone? Behind the instructions. Why? Why do you have to be so difficult? Beck. Well, that one looks a little bit better than on the other side. Still pretty messy though.
That's what she said.
Sure is. But stinkin' is stink. I guess that makes sense. Das ist ein schöner Schwimmwagen. I don't know what schooner means. But hello, Balthasar Gula Schufa. I'm good at words. That's not true. Now let's get this one in perfectly with no issues. And we can move on to the next bit. Lol. I'm amazed that even went into place without having to futz about. Enjoy dinner, Model Motorworks. I want dinner. It's not even 10 in the morning, Herbert. You want dinner. Okay, that looks like it's as good as it's going to be. Slightly better looking than the other side. Not much though. Now we have to put the instructions say to put this bit on. So we're well ahead of you. Excuse me. And the steering wheel. Why the hell not? Shona equals lovelier. Very good. I'll try to remember that. Maybe I'll put that out of the way. It seems a bit silly to only do the one step, so I'll continue on to the next step as well. This mechanical looking doohickey. And a very tiny bit that looks like it's meant to be glued on top of it. Very tiny bit. I'm assuming that's just a lever or something, so it doesn't have a super exact position to be glued on. Herbert doing sensible things counter 1. After all these years, finally I've done something sensible. I'll add that counter to my next stream. Wait, would the counter go down when I do an unsensible thing? Okay, we got that. We'll also need to build the folded down, I assume it's canvas cover. But maybe I'll leave that till after. All these nubbins. They sure would be annoying to run your hands across when you're trying to steer the thing. A nubbin-free steering wheel is important for good operation and crew comfort. This looks like it's a tap. Maybe there's like a beer keg in the back or something. That would be good for driving, surely. That sensible counter goes back down again. That doesn't need cleanup. It'll be fine the way it is. Lucky you. No, it won't go down. For stupid things, there is the Herbert made a mistake counter. I mean, not necessarily for stupid things. just mistakes. We can't have a stupid thing counter because it wouldn't work, it would break. Be going up too fast. Okay. What else am I missing? There are ball on stick vehicle with guides. Maybe I'll put them on later. Now that I'm thinking about it, does this have to go on after the rack? Roof thingy? Or is it just like a independent rack duva? I don't know, but I think it's independent. We'll find out. Ball on stick. Only sensible people know this term, or even understand its meaning. Takes a lot of training and in-depth knowledge to understand that. The tires squeak. I don't know how well the microphone's picking that up. Doesn't do it. It sort of does it when you push it forwards. I'm a child. I guess I start with the presumably more difficult bit. This, I'm assuming it's a bilge pump or something. So I didn't do a great job of cleaning the bottom of it up. I hear it. Hard to amuse Herbert strikes again. Yep. I am not amused. This might be another job for Tweezy Boy. is that fucking ledge thing gonna actually interfere like that? All I had to do was slice a little bit of it off. The little hose doesn't go all the way into the underfloor bit, but you just have to squint your brain a bit and it works. Would be nice if they showed a picture of the interior where the handle of that pump is sitting, because I can't quite tell how they want it to go on. Let's assume. And in the process, make an ass out of you and me. Fucking Christ. I'm just trying to sit this little thing on my thumb so that I can pick it up easier with my tweezers. But it really doesn't want to stay there. I don't know if it's meant to be sitting up or if that little thing would rest on the ledge there, but that's the way it's going to be sitting, because that's the way it is. I don't use my brain. Every time I do it hurts. Instead, I use sauerkraut. Sauerkraut is the answer, Jeebus says. You should always listen to the wisdom of Jeebus. He wouldn't lead us astray, surely. Now, the steering wheel should hopefully be incredibly simple. Like me. Look at that. Just as easy as you like. I mean, assuming you like it to be easy. If you want it to be difficult, too bad. Let's give it more glue. I am generous with my glue. I think we coined a term for it last time. Glue-nerosity. That looks pretty good. We are so close to finishing. That's what she said. But now, we've got the folded down top, which, I mean, looks all right, but it's got lots of little bits that need to be added to it, and that kind of makes it annoying, because I just want to plop it into place and have a nice finished model. It needs a bit of cleanup. It looks like the parts for this are easy to confuse and mix up, so I will avoid doing that by only clipping one set off. No, it didn't lose it. Thank heck. 37. I think this is going to be tricky to figure out. Unless there are actual slots in this for it to go into. Remember that old Roman saying, steering wheels have to be easy. Very famous saying. Mold lines. You're not welcome here. There does seem to be a recess along this side for it to go in. Kind of hard to know what's going to be visible. It almost looked as though those mold lines were meant to be there. But I don't think that's the case. I think that's all of it. It actually looks different on this side than the other too, so... Where do the bits go? They also need cleaning up. Everybody likes cleaning things up. It's the best part of the hobby. Let's see if this just plops on. Actually, that indent there is for the rack. Would you call that a rack? Railing? It's for the duver around the back edge. Yeah. That helps get the position more betterer. Doesn't help me figure out where the rest of the bits go. Is that part of the part, or is it garbage? Really would be nice if they'd show like an assembled version of this. Yes. That's probably neat enough. And this bit goes at the bottom somewhere. At the bot. I thought the instructions tell where the rest of the thing goes. Nope. They're lying. blade felt like it was loose. It's like having a loose cannon. You don't want that. If the instructions are lying, isn't that a case for the instructions police? I thought the instructions police were just for harassing me when I disobey. That's meant to go there somewhere? I don't have a fucking clue. It looks significantly different here in the picture. This isn't very helpful. And nor is this. This is meant to be, like, it's all completed here, but you can't, like, there's so many lines on it that it's basically useless. I don't know how well you can see that, but, like, that's not helpful at all. I think that one goes there. That's my best guess for that. So I'm going to glue that on, even if it's wrong. I'm sure somebody will let me know when it's time for the video. Oh, why have I got a text message? Oh, it's spam. Isn't that wonderful? Okay. I think that's meant to be that way. Didn't put it on upside down, did I? I wouldn't do that. Now where do the other bits go? That's definitely not on straight. I'm guessing this bit goes under here. Seems like that fits. And where does the top bit go? In there. That seems about the only place for it. Don't make fun with the Schwimmwagenarians. I mean, why not? What are they gonna do? Schwimmwagen me? I'm gonna say that's probably fine. Close enough to fine. I'm not recording. What a fucking brilliant thing to not be doing. We're just gonna say that's probably how it should look. Feck. I think that links into that slidey looking thing. That's probably what we want. Not very good instructions around that, but I think I got there. Let's do the other side. They come to your place at night when you are sleeping, not ready to fight, and put additional photo etch in all of your boxes of unbuilt models. That's fucking disgusting. That's absolutely abhorrent. I'm never going to sleep again. Okay. 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 If I could just hold the part in such a way that I could run my knife along it, life would be a lot easier. I didn't want to have to poke the knife into my fingertip. Almost lost it. Yes, I think those are tidy enough. I imagine it is basically the same as the other side. You just figure out where the bits are jabbed in, and you jab them in there. It probably should at least look similar to the other side, though. I think that's correct. Looks like it lines up at least. Yep, that worked real well. All you succeeded in doing there, Herbert, is nudging the other bit out of place. What a fucking ball ache. What an absolute pain in the dick. That doesn't line up. That's completely different to the other side.
That isn't very poggers.
It really isn't very poggers, is it? It doesn't look like there's a space for this last bit here. I think I see how it works. And by works, I mean is meant to work. Now to try and get that on the thing without dislodging those parts. Ordered directly from Dustwerk and never got the kit or your money back, so you didn't want their kits anymore. Not Dustwerk. This is the first Dustwerk kit, I think, that I've bought and paid for. I did a Kettenkrad from them, I think it was, that was sent to me. I think the one you are remembering is 28mm. I can't remember their name, but it is. I think it is similar to Dustwerk. Was 28mm resin kits. I ordered a KV2, and it never arrived. And they said they sent a replacement, but I never saw it. Never arrived. I suspect they didn't send any replacements. And they seemed very disgruntled that I would have the audacity to say that I never received something I'd paid for. A very poor communicator. Fucking Christ! Blah! I just want it to sit in place. Why is it so difficult? A replacement for nothing is nothing. I mean, that is true. And if they are following the Ferengi rules of acquisition, they would know that once you have their money, don't give it back. Or however that one's phrased. There doesn't seem to be a lot of points you can add glue to this. Hopefully it's got enough and will stay. Mm. That looks like it's probably accurate enough. Not the most fun cover thing I've put together, but I got there. Now some tedious shot is going to be all like, actually, Herbert, you've done it completely wrong. The top bit is 5mm out. 5 scale millimeters out. Order stuff from retailers only. They're much more interested that you get your stuff. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I think the one... I guess it's it's different because it's a cottage industry, I think. Because it's not like a big company that the one that didn't send me anything. It was annoying. But I agree. It's the reason I don't want to use, like, eBay and things like that. Even though eBay is mostly retailers now. I wish to order things from places where, if things don't go the way I want, I have the consumer protections. Especially in Australia, where we have pretty good consumer protections. I can barely see the nubbin there, but there is one. And I cannot abide a bad nubbin. Yes. Stop being difficult. These look like they should be easy to position. On the other hand, you have the problem of living on a big island in the middle of nowhere. That is true. It does come with some negatives, some drawbacks. All right. Balls on sticks. I think this is the final component. I mean, other than the clear bits that I'm not going to add until later. That's not very straight. This. Also, that's being nudged out of place again. That's pretty tedious. I can't tell if these are straight or have a slight angle to them. And if they do have an angle to them, I can't tell if that matters. Looks relatively good, relatively correct. Close enough. This one is slightly forward. I think that'll do. The next step is, obviously, to put it in the sink and see if it swims. I won't do that now, because I can't really take you with me. And it'll be a pain in the arse. But I will video it, probably, unless I forget, and add it in the build video. Ooh, big suspenseful question. Yep, I'm good at words. Will it float or not? I think that's gonna be it for now. This took me longer than I'd expected. I was going to, depending on how long it took, I was going to start work on this ridiculous looking little thing. It's an M274 mule. Ridiculous. Maybe I'll have to combine that. It looks like it's going to be very quick and easy to build. I could be wrong. I'll have to build that in combination with another kit or something, I guess. That's going to be it for me. Barnaby and I might play a video game later today. Can never guarantee that sort of thing, but it might happen. I do hope it does. Nothing else to say. I'm going to do a small raid. We're going to go and say hi to Mike the Bard because, well, it's the person I'm going to go and watch anyway while I go and have my lunch and so forth. Click these buttons. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put the stream highlights video up. That's what I'm forgetting. I'll do that later. Probably. Anyway, make raid go now. Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful day. Eat some ice cream. And I'll see you next time. Click button now. Thank you for watching. Farewell.